I think it's the first sort of sign of progression and the first sort of sign that, hey, maybe the tariffs do work to an extent. Some of them, they've obviously been kind of mocked mercilessly for the numbers.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with managing editor Chris Irvine.
Hey.
Chris, President Donald Trump, as of this taping, has just announced this new trade deal with the UK. What does it involve, and why is this so significant?
Yeah, so the details still kind of are coming out, and they've stressed that they will be kind of finalizing that stuff over the case of the next few weeks. But I think what it signifies, bigger picture, is that Trump finally gets a win when it comes to tariffs and to the trade deals. It's no secret that his Liberation Day and everything that's come with that has really jolted the markets. People have been really, really jittery. And I think it's really important for him to signify a win with a big economy like the UK. So it's welcome news for him. And on the other side, very welcome news for the UK as well, which has always presented itself as the BFF of the US. The special relationship's always been very important. And I think Keir Starmer's charm offensive on President Trump has proved effective. And also Trump has shown that he has a genuine affection for the United Kingdom. His mother was Scottish. He has golf courses in Scotland as well. And it all kind of came together to be a sort of a marriage that's made too much sense not to happen.
Is this a shift away from the Biden administration's stance toward the UK? You were telling me earlier that, Donald Trump seems to have markedly more affection, as you put it, for the UK than his predecessor.
I think it is, and I don't think Biden would ever outright come and say it and be hostile, but Biden and Obama did have a little bit more kind of, whether it was unconscious or conscious hostility towards the UK. I suspect Biden's goes back to his Irish heritage and years of troubles and issues there that we don't want to kind of get into. And Obama, I think, always struck me as being somewhat anti-British, perhaps from the colonial past. Trump has always unabashedly been pro-UK. He was very interested in Brexit when it happened. He's a massive fan of the royal family, and he was clearly very taken with the Queen the first time he did his state visit. I think he loves the kind of pomp and the circumstance that the royal family brings. And yeah, look, he's got a lot of business interests in the UK as well, so it certainly helps when everybody's kind of singing from the same hymn sheet there.
So we have this deal with the UK.
Yeah.
Do we see any signs of concrete progress on other trade deals, or is there still sort of some nervousness on Wall Street with investors about there not being enough as the deadline approaches for this pause?
Yeah, I think what's going to be super important for Trump is he really kind of needs to reel in a big fish, and that's not dissuading the size of the UK economy. I think they said it was the sixth largest. And it certainly they do a lot of trade with one another, but he probably needs to go and get a deal sealed and delivered with either India or Japan or South Korea. The real big fish out there, obviously, is China, and that looks like it's going to be a really tricky one to try and get over the finish line. That could take years, potentially. But I think it's the first sort of sign of progression and the first sort of sign that, hey, maybe the tariffs do work to an extent. Some of them, they've obviously been kind of mocked mercilessly for the numbers. The UK number was 10%, and maybe the fact that it was kind of on the lower end made things a little bit easier to kind of get to. And also, let's not forget, the UK and the US have been trying to get a trade deal for years. This didn't just start with Liberation Day. This is something that they've been working towards. They've just never really kind of been able to get over the finish line. And that kind of ties in loosely to Brexit as well, that this is still kind of post-Brexit fallout in Europe, that the UK is going it alone. They can probably say, like, to their electorate, hey, look, Brexit helped us get a UK deal ahead of the rest of the European Union. But yeah, it's signs of improvement and steps in the right direction. But the onus will be they need a biggie next.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah.
You can get more reporting from Chris and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.